Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's time for those semi-finals today over in Germany and in London. As always, we're going to go through each and every one, see if there's anything we like as we go. Be sure to get your predictions in the comments, best bets, all that stuff. Anything I'm going for will be in that pinned comment. Be sure you're checking that out. Before we get started, like the video if you would. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not already. You may or may not have noticed, but we did hit that 1.7k. Very, very grateful for that, folks. Be 2k next. We'll be there before we know it. I'm certain of that. But right then, first things first, quarterfinals. How did we all manage? Did we enjoy the games? Did we win? Did we lose? Did we come close? I was on for a rather perfect day. That's exactly what it would have been if it weren't for Holger Rune right at the end. Oh man, what are you going to do about that? Did anyone watch it? Say something about the performance. I thought Batista the Goo played one of the better matches I've seen in quite some time. And I'm not joking either. He could barely put a ball wrong all match. I feel like the errors definitely crept in and killed Holger Rune for a bit. After the first set, I thought he stood no chance. And then after the second, I was convinced he was going to win. And then come the third, it all began to unravel quicker than you could say Denmark. But it's all right, because it's not over yet. There's still games to be played. I still do have 2 outrights that live and breathe over in Queens. So fingers crossed, today could be the day where they come in or not. But yeah, get yourself involved, share with the group, don't be shy. And where do we head off to first? It's going to be Germany, and we've started there all week. Why would we change now? So first off, I was thinking about this one last night. I am super, super excited for this. We've got Daniel Medvedev, Alexander Zverev. Who is it going to be in this? You're getting Zverev at a very slight favourite coming into this. I do think Medvedev's won the last 3 meetings. We haven't seen this since the Australian Open last year. Never, ever seen it on the grass. That's right. I've got 13 and 7 here to Daniel Medvedev. A few of them could have been, actually, no. Sometimes they throw exhibitions in on this and it's a bit, it's sometimes it's a bit incorrect. But no, that does seem to be 13 and 7 to Daniel Medvedev. He has won the last 3 times against Zverev. Somewhat, it's usually what you expect. Close game. You expect close games with these, especially at this point in the careers. I don't think there's a clear-cut winner for either one. Both have been fairly decent on the grass to start off as well. 4-1 for Medvedev as opposed to Zverev, who's clocking in currently at 6-1. Who's going to win this? Who is going to win this? It's probably an over spot, right? You think either one wins this in straight sets. I would be very, very disappointed if someone comes out. Well, I say disappointed, I suppose it'd be entertaining, but you want a good match here, don't you? Is it just me, or you want a good match? Look, if you're betting on it, I suppose you just want it done as quick as possible. I understand that, but with a matchup like this, I'd like to see 3 sets. I'd like to assume both of them are capable of taking a set off one another. Can't remember the last time I've seen Daniel Medvedev get this far, to be honest with you. Quarterfinals yet, semi-finals, I don't know. Probably wouldn't have been that long ago, but these solid runs have been very few and far between. They've been hard to come by for Daniel Medvedev this season. I'm very, very delighted he's managed to pick it up over on the grass. I'm looking forward to watching him over in Wimbledon too. You may have guessed I probably wouldn't mind looking at Medvedev just as the dog here. I say as a dog, it's slight, only slightly, barely evens. Barely evens. Come the match tomorrow, that may have sort of neutralised itself. I'm not too sure. A lot of cash may have come in on Zverev. Either way, you want to swing it. I do like the over. Maybe look at total games played. I'd like to assume we've got a good one here. I'd like to assume we're in for a rather long one. Maybe a tiebreaker or something. It very well could go over. Who's more likely to win this in straight sets? I'm not so sure. I do think Zverev's been decent all tournament. Marcus Garon dropped that first set to Sonigo, but then come back. And then had a close one with Flavio Caboli. We did We did quite fancy Kubali to keep that one close. Ultimately, Zverev was the winner. Medvedev looked good. He's looked decent too. Daniel Altmaier, Quinton Hallis. Most impressively, Alex Michelsen in straight sets. Parlay piece, you could take either one for the set. I wouldn't mind Medvedev some which way in this, however way you want to look at it. Just take him straight up. Would it be in the semis? I don't know. I am probably leaning towards that over. Either one for the set. Slightly into Medvedev, given the recent history in the matchup. So you do with that one what you will. We shall move on to the last one today. Over in Germany, you've got Alexander Bublik and Khachanov. Fucking Bublik, man. Anyone going to beat this guy? Is anyone going to beat this? Not like I want them to, but is anyone capable of taking out Alexander Bublik so far over in Germany? I think it's most definitely down to Khachanov today to find out, but I wouldn't be so certain, man. You know, it's usually the case, and he who takes out Jannik Sinner in these tournaments, he probably good for the final. Probably good for the final. Is he his second favourite, just behind Zverev to get this done? I think with Zverev being favoured over Medvedev, I'm pretty sure Bublik is a close second to clinch the title. I don't think you need me to tell you, whoever wins this, you know, whoever it may be, both of them have been playing really good this week. I've been more impressed with Alexander Bublik, if I'm being honest, but I think both stand a very solid chance at taking this title. It could be anyone's. Alexander Muller, Jannik Sinner, Thomas Mahatch today as well. Solid as you like. Fair play to him. Khachanov's looked decent. Zizou Berg's close one with Felix, and then rather easy routine win against Echeverry today. We knew it would be so. I'm seeing Bublik around 1.6. Do we reckon he's going to do it? 3-0 on the grass so far, 4-1 for Khachanov. You've got to go off vibes here, haven't you? You've just got to go off pure vibes in this one. Who would you like to win this? There's nothing to suggest Alexander Bublik's going to slow down. Like I said, you take out Sinner, you take out Mahatch, I would pretty much bank on it that you've got more than enough to take out Khachanov. You know? Like, you can pick apart the wins all you want. Like Zizou Berg, you could say, you know, he's just coming off that deep run. It is what it is. Felix looked a little bit shaky against Laszlo Djere and whatnot. And then Echeverry, I feel like it was quite the mismatch over on the grass. But I can't really fault Alexander Bublik whatsoever. You can't even begin to. You can't say something about those wins. Like, I don't know. I can't help but think he's going to get this one done too. I'll say I wasn't surprised to beat Thomas Mahatch. I had a feeling he would. But I was surprised it was as convincing as it was. You know, he was a couple of question marks regarding how he's going to perform after the Sinner performance, but he most definitely put that to bed. We could be in for a long one here too. Couldn't be another over spot. Maybe they haven't played each other since 2020, just the once. That did go the way of Khachanov. Straight sets on the hard court. It doesn't mean much today for us. Going with Bublik? Anyone be saying he's going to do it? I don't know. Maybe it's no longer wise to sleep on this guy. I had a feeling he beat Muller. Didn't think he stood a chance against Sinner. Thought Thomas Mahatch could have proven to be a bit of a banana peel on the track for him, but no, he dispatched him with ease. Quite fancy him to do this. He seems to be playing on pure vibes. He definitely seems to be feeling himself. I wouldn't mind either one on this, but I probably would have to go with Alexander Bublik if I was taking it. And that'll do us over in Germany. We'll move on over to Queens. Really quick before we touch on these, just a quick one about the outrights. I do still have Carlos Alcaraz to win the title in Queens, and I've still got Jack Draper each way. So if he wins, big one for me there. I'll be happy with that. Even if he gets to the final and loses, half the odds, I'm still in for a plus money winner. So, look, providing both of them come in, that'll be fucking fantastic. But that would most definitely pull me back on the picks. Not only that, we managed to gather quite a nice bit of profits as well. So I am praying for these today. But Jack Draper's got one more task. He's got one more task in front of him. That's all he needs to do. Just this one more, and then I'm good for the week. It would have been not as successful as I would have liked, but still fit well. A nice little chunk of profits anyway, providing you can get past Yuri Lehecka. Lehecka and Jack Draper, man. Head-to-head is 2-1 to Jack Draper. We've seen this not that long ago, as we remember. This was the game that just upset the apple cart with Yuri Lehecka. He couldn't fucking do anything after he played Jack Draper last time in Doha. And he was in quite the form as well until he ran into him. It was a close enough game. But, like I say, he was on an absolute flyer before that, and he ran into him on the hard court. And then the bad form began, didn't it? Now, I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen here. I've been very, very impressed with Yuri Lehecka this week. Dare I say more impressed with him than I have with Jack Draper. He's had 2 close games last time out. Look, fair enough, he's got the win. That's all I care about. But 3 sets against Popperum. We've seen Popperum look a bit vulnerable lately. I didn't expect that to be as close as it was. It was a bit of a sweat fest winner. I was sweating fucking bullets watching that. And then same with Binak as well. It's just, like, Binak's no joke. He's no slouch, but maybe a little bit closer than I would have liked coming in to this matchup with Yuri Lehecka. But hey, what are you going to do? Lehecka's took out Alex de Minaur quite comfortably. Gabe Diallo quite comfortably. Jacob Fairley quite comfortably. All in straight sets. And we were saying at the start of the week, weren't we? Well, prior to the de Minaur game, when he's firing and when he's in form, he's so tough to beat. Like, he can beat the best of them. He really can. He can most definitely hang with the best of them anyway. Is he going to take out Jack Draper? I do think Lehecka's looked a little bit more convincing the past few games. I do. On paper, he has anyway. But you know me, folks. There's only one way for me. There's only ever one way. I need Jack Draper to win. It's as simple as that. Regardless of what you think or what you're going to say, this and that, I need him to win. All right? Maybe I'm not going to take him again today and double up on it. I could do if I wanted to, but I may not. Like I say, why take him at 1.4 if I can just wait one more day and providing he wins this, it's a bare minimum guaranteed 2.5. The full 5 on the decimal if he takes the title. If not, half of that. So I'm just going to sit on that. I need them to win. I need them to do it. Jack Draper squad. There's only ever one way. But he's most definitely got his work cut out for him today. It's going to be anything but easy. I'm fully expecting Yuri Lehecka to turn up here on the grass and give Jack Draper a proper go over in Queens. If Alexei Poppering's going to do it and Brandon Nakashima's going to do it, why not Yuri Lehecka? Hey? Simple as that. You know me, with the Jack Draper games, it's usually as simple as just, 1-2 and done. Don't think about it. We'll just bet him, and then it's usually the formula, innit? You take him 99% of the time, he'll cash it. Every now and then he won't, but it's still rather successful. I am a little bit concerned for him coming into this one. I won't lie to you, it's not going to be easy. This should be an absolute cracker. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more or less the same as what we got last time out. A set piece. Whoever can hold the nerve in the third takes it. But I don't know. I'm rooting for me boy, as always. I think he's good. I do think he's better. He's just a little bit better, if not a lot, than Yuri Lehecka. How's he going to hold up? I'm not so sure. I'm going to be staying away from it. But I'm most definitely going to be watching it. Like I said, the outright is most definitely on the line. Fingers crossed for that one. And same goes for this one. We'll wrap it up with Carlos Alcaraz and Roberto Batista Agut. Fucking Batista Agut, everyone. Just a fucking quick round of applause to this guy. I've slept on this guy all week, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. You know me, there's no shame to my game. Nuno Borges, he was a slight favourite in that. I'll give him that one. Jakub Mensah, I thought Mensah was going to do it, and he didn't. He went 3 sets with Borges, 3 sets with Mensah, and then he faced off against Holger Rune today. And I don't know about you, after that second and third sets against Mackenzie McDonald, I thought it may have been rather smooth sailing for Holger Rune. Absolutely not. He couldn't deal with any of those flat shots from Batista Agut whatsoever. Error after error after error. Fantastic. But like I said at the start, you can say what you want about Holger Rune. You can't fault the performance from the Spaniard in that one. He was flawless. Next to flawless. He did drop that tiebreaker in the second set. He was like a point in it, you know. It is what it is. The fact that he managed to come back and just smoke him like that, you can't hate it. You can't say anything about it whatsoever. It's just unfortunate that he's got to play Carlos Alcaraz now, which is usually the case with everyone. 1.1 on the decimal, massive favourite. I'm fully expecting him to get to the final. I'm kind of expecting him to win this whole thing, you know. Head-to-head is 2-0 to Carlos Alcaraz, but the head-to-head was 3-0 to Holger Rune, and we all seen what happened there. I thought Carlos Alcaraz didn't look shaky. He had a close one with Xiaomi Munar, but even said, didn't he? You know, it was a tough one. Adam Walton, easy. Arthur Rinderknech, easy. Is on. He's won 10 of his last 10 going back to the French Open. Obviously, he won the French Open, so Baptiste Tregu, 3-game winning streak coming into Queens. If you want to take him on the spread, if you dare, and I do mean if you dare, just be very careful with that. I'm not too sure. I've been saying this all week. How much has Baptiste Tregu got left? And then he does Mensah, and then I go, oh, how much has he got left? He had a long one. He does Rune. I'll just say the same for probably what may be the last time for this tournament. How much has Baptiste Tregu got left in the tank? I am not so sure. Even if he was fully fit and ready to go, and even if he played as well as he did against Holger Rune today, I'm quite confident Carlos Alcaraz will be able to figure this guy out. I'm certain of that. You know, although Holger Rune is most definitely one of those guys he's supposed to be up there with the Yannick Sinners and the Carlos Alcarazes. You know, that's where he's supposed to be. We see some performances from him, and it makes you think, oh yeah, he definitely is. But these dips in form, these inconsistencies come more often than not. With Holger Rune, you don't really see it from the likes of Alcaraz or Yannick Sinner, so I couldn't go against him in this. I don't think Baptiste Tregu wins a set. I don't. If that makes any difference to you, it's just food for thought. However way you go about it, best of luck to you. Alcaraz on the spread. I just think he wins. You're obviously not going to bet the 1.1, but you make your own decision based on that. I can't see him losing. Plain and simple. And that's going to do us, folks. We shall wrap this shit up. Short and sweet. Only the 4 to go through. That's what we like here. Nice and quick. We like those. I'm going to be saying good night to you. Once again, I've got one more night shift. Can't wait to be done with them. Got any UFC tomorrow? I don't know. I haven't looked. Someone let me know. Any UFC? I'll most definitely be up watching that tomorrow night. So if you've got any picks for that, please do get on me. But you take care of yourself, yeah? You take care of one another. It's the one. Well, it's the main thing anyway. Very well. Very well. If you let me know who do you reckon's going to be in these finals, man. Who do you think is going to be in these finals? I think the one over in Germany is a lot more interesting than the one over in Queens. Although I can't wait for the one in Queens. I do think if Alcaraz makes it, he's probably just going to win it. I couldn't tell you who's going to win over in Germany. Very interesting times. Next week we have got another 2 tournaments. We'll be sticking with London, heading on over to Mallorca for the 250s. They don't quote me on it. Just a couple of 250s. We'll treat that as a small precursor heading on into Wimbledon. So I'll see you later, yeah. That's enough for now. That'll be a lot. Take care of yourselves, folks. Let's go get that cash today. Jack Draper squad. Fingers crossed for the outright. Best of luck to you. Enjoy the matches, and I'll see you tomorrow.